Welcome back to our English class. Today we are going to discuss a very crucial chapter, but an interesting and inspiring one. It is a wonderful piece of work. Lesson 2, Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. Autobiography of Nelson Mandela. Hope you all learn something from this amazing personality, Nelson Mandela. Students, who are the people in this picture? Indian freedom fighters, yes? You all know that India was under the British domination for more than a century. And we faced this brutal subjugation from a foreign country who controlled us. So, the chapter that we are going to discuss today is almost similar, which talks about such domination. Apartheid. Did you hear this word anytime? Apartheid is racial discrimination based on the color of skin. The black Africans were not given their basic rights. They were dominated and ill-treated by the whites. Students, if you recall, we Indians too faced the same sort of imperialism by the British. We can relate our situation with that of the black Africans, yes? Mahatma Gandhi, father of our nation, and other freedom fighters sacrificed their lives for India's independence. Similarly, Nelson Mandela was the father of South Africa, and innumerable freedom fighters of South Africa worked tirelessly to gain the position that they are in today. So, let us gain some inspiration from these personalities. Students, now coming to the lesson, please open textbook page 17. Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Now, students, you don't think long walk means something taking a long walk. Here, long walk denotes long struggle to gain freedom. Like how Gandhiji was imprisoned for speaking against British. Similarly, Nelson Mandela also was imprisoned for almost 27 years. Can you believe it? He was in prison for 27 years and he was fighting against apartheid. Now this lesson, our lesson Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom gives us an overview of his speech. Overview is like what we will be learning from this lesson. His speech when he was taking oath as the first black president of South Africa, and his struggleful journey as a freedom fighter, and he paying tributes to other freedom fighters who were responsible for their country's freedom. So, before we go into the lesson, let us have a brief description or introduction of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a South African revolutionary political leader and philanthropist who served as a president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. And he was the country's first black president of the state and also the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. He also won the Nobel Prize for Peace. What a great achievement, isn't it? And as discussed earlier, he was in prison for almost 27 years fighting against apartheid. Yes, children? Now let's go into the lesson. On 10th May, Nelson Mandela was sworn in as the first black president or the head of South Africa. It was after years of struggle that his anti-racist party, and what is his party's name? African National Congress Party, ANC. His anti-racist party came to power. Until then, it was occupied by white presidents, means the white people were ruling the country. That is why, see in the lesson that sentence saying it is dawned bright and clear, which means it was a morning full of hope. And do you know who attended that oath ceremony or that inauguration ceremony? Many notable personalities from all over the world, international leaders, they started congratulating him on his victory, and he was overwhelmed as they attended his swearing ceremony. And the swearing ceremony took place in an open circular building. You can see in the picture, it is also called as an amphitheater. It was made up of sandstone consisting of union buildings in the Pretoria city. Pretoria means it is the capital city of South Africa. Now, Nelson Mandela was accompanied by his daughter Zenani on this big day. Big day means what? Now, it was a really great achievement. No, after a lot of struggle, he became the first black president of South Africa. And before he taking the oath as a president, the two vice presidents, Mr. De Klerk and Thabo Mbeki, took an oath which was followed by Nelson Mandela. And do you know what did he say when he was taking the oath? He says that he would be committed to respect, protect, and abide by the Constitution and devote himself in the welfare of his country. The author starts his speech where he feels that the presence of everyone gives him a hope for a new beginning. Previous rulers of South Africa were discriminatory and that lasted long. But now his party, the African National Congress, would stand up against discrimination. And he was feeling it as if it was an achievement, because there was a time when South Africa, for practicing apartheid, lost all international political relationships. But now there is no segregation on the basis of race and gender. Finally, the party came to power and he pledged to make everyone proud, and he thanked everyone present there, especially international leaders, for joining them in celebrating their achievement, which is a step towards an equal society where every human will be treated fairly and equally. He assured that his land will never experience, his land means that is South Africa, will never experience oppression. Children, do you know what is meant by oppression? Oppression is nothing but a prolonged, cruel or unjust treatment or abuse from one on another. Means like ill treatment. He also mentions that they have finally achieved political freedom. How did they achieve? How could he achieve? He could win the hearts of all the people, and they made him win in the elections. That's why he became the president of South Africa. Now, his government promised to free everyone from the existing poverty, hardship, and inequalities. And he also exclaimed that freedom should rule and may God shower his blessings. That's why he said, no, the sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. Yes, just after the newly elected president, that is our Nelson Mandela, addressed the audience, an impressive arrangement of fighter jets, helicopters, and soldier transporters were giving a wonderful exhibit, and everyone had to look up in the sky. And did you know what it symbolized? It actually symbolized the respect and obedience of the military they had not towards the free country. And the high officials, the high official commanders who wore bravery medals, they also saluted and promised their loyalty. Mandela recollects that he was well aware these commanders who were now saluting him would have arrested him if they were still under the previous rule of the oppressive white supremacy, as at that time they considered him as a criminal. You understood? Now, a few of the commanders who wore those bravery medals, they were saluting him, and he felt that now they are saluting him, but if when he was like few years back, when they were still under the rule of these whites, or the oppressive rule of these whites, the same commanders or the same police officers would have arrested him, because they always considered him as a criminal. Yes, children, I hope you understood. At last, the air show ended with the making of the South African flag in the sky form smoke beneath the jet. Now, all of them were singing the national anthem. The author remembers the day as the playing of two national anthems of the country. One was of the whites, that is Kosi Sikalal, and the other that of the blacks, Daistem. And on that day, no one knew the wordings of the anthem of the blacks. Why they don't know the anthem of the blacks? Because they were under the oppressive rule of the whites for a very, very long time, and they had to learn only the whites' national anthem. And now Mandela was saying that he was very confident that everyone would soon learn this anthem that they once hated. Which one? The blacks' national anthem. Why? Because now he was ruling the country and he is the president who is a black. Yes, children, I hope you are able to follow. I am trying my best to make it quite interesting to you, as to be frank, this lesson can't be taught virtually, as you should be always looking at the book while the teacher is explaining. So we'll be continuing in my next video, part 2. Please read textbook page 19, 20 and 21. That's all for today's class. Thank you.